This is a quick review of subordinating conjunctions. You'll remember when we talked about coordinating conjunctions, that coordinating conjunctions join items that are equal to each other. Well, the subordinating conjunctions are going to join items that are not equal to each other. So we're going to join parts of sentences that join items that are not equal. The prefix sub, you may recognize this in substitute, subway, submarine. This means under or beneath. So you'll notice that when you have a word like submarine, sub means below or beneath, and I'll add below here as well. And marine means water, literally. So literally when people made up the term submarine, it means underwater. So you can see that. If you go to any major city and they're telling you need to take the subway, you know that it's a train that is underground. So thinking about a sentence, I think I used this one in class. I'm not going to use my umbrella one because you're probably tired of it. But if I said to you that when you read Romeo and Juliet, that Romeo kills himself, and it's because he thinks Juliet is dead. Okay? And so what I want to do then is I'm going to use, and notice that my grammar checker is dinging me already. It's telling me there's a problem here. This is a run-on sentence because Romeo kills himself is a sentence. He thinks Juliet is dead is a sentence. And I can add a word right here like because, and this is a different one than what we've used so far. And notice that with because, I am not going to use any punctuation. Remember, if it were and or but, or if we used so here instead. So if I had used the coordinating conjunction so here, I would have to have a comma. So remember back to when I told you that you have to memorize those coordinating conjunctions because there's only 7 of them. But as soon as we use a word like because, when, if, since, or some other ones, we're not going to use a comma. Now, I know many of you have been told that you cannot begin a sentence with because. I'm here to tell you that you actually can. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me change that back and do that. If we begin the sentence with because, I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to say because Romeo thinks Juliet is dead, he kills himself, period. Because Romeo thinks Juliet is dead, he kills himself. Notice that I am pausing here. So one of the things that I'm going to have to do is I need to have a comma here. And the rule is that when the sentence begins with the subordinating conjunction, out in the middle of the sentence, before the real sentence, the full independent clause, I say real sentence because it's the one that can stand alone, I'm going to put a comma. So the comma is not after the word because, but here where we pause. So notice when we do it this first way, Romeo, and I've got a mistake here. Let me put himself. I had the wrong pronoun there. Romeo kills himself. Whoops, I have it correctly, but I had an extra word there for some reason. Romeo kills himself because, I got the he in the wrong place, because he thinks Juliet is dead. Notice that I'm not even breathing here. Romeo kills himself because he thinks Juliet is dead. Because Romeo thinks Juliet is dead, he kills himself. So this in a nutshell is how we use subordinating conjunctions. I'm going to flip to the punctuation pattern sheet. You'll see that we have a lot of them. Some of them are more than one word, like in order that, provided that. Notice that so by itself is a coordinating conjunction, but when we put so that, it's suddenly a subordinating conjunction. Notice on the punctuation pattern sheet that you are doing homework with this as well, so you'll know how to find that.